83 and
84.
84. Sorry, that's right. Why don't you tell us what about the rolling pin, Grandmother?
This rolling pin.
Where is it? Oh, yeah.
Uh, this rolling pin was made by a great grandmother. I don't know how many times removed. It was my grandmother's grandmother or great grandmother, and her husband was a Baptist preacher, and he had to go to his appointments, and she always went with him until she was pregnant, and she couldn't go, so there was two of their slaves that stayed with her.
Where was this?
Huh?
Where was this? Was this in Texas?
No, this was in Alabama.
What town, you know?
It was either in Elba, Alabama, or in Georgia. I don't know. They came from Georgia to Alabama, and I don't know which. Huh. But she was so lonesome that afternoon, one Sunday afternoon, she told the Negro man, said, "Toby, go and cut down that little sapling. I'm going to make me a rolling pin." And he sawed it down and sawed it to the right lengths and all. And then with a knife, pocket knife, she carved it into a rolling pin.
And how long ago was this? I mean, was this?
Oh, this must have been in the 1780s and
You're kidding.
Something like that.
And it's been passed down all this time? It's been passed down from one.
Yes.
How did you get it?
Been passed down from the oldest to the oldest girl.
Is that right?
In each generation. And that's why I have it and of course it's Dixie Ford's.
Yeah.
But anyway, she went ahead and fixed that, and she said she made it, and late that afternoon came the worst storm she ever saw in her life. And she said that God was punishing her because she worked on Sunday.
Yeah, is that right?
But it has been in use. Every generation has used it. To me, I don't use it much. I use my own, but I have used it a few times.
Is that right?
And also, a thimble has been in the family for 8 or 9 generations.
And where did it come from?
It was on the Simmons side, Grandma Simmons, and she gave it this. Her name was Henderson, Grandma Henderson, I believe it was. Gave it to her daughter when she was 8 years old.
Is that right?
And then each daughter has handed it down to their daughter, the oldest daughter.
Okay, let's stop right here.
Daughter through the generations, and on their 8th birthday always. So
on their 8th birthday?
On the 8th birthday.
How did that get started?
It was 8 or 9 generations ago. I don't know.
No, I mean, how did it get started? Did you pass it on the 8th birthday?
Well, it was a birthday present. The first grandmother gave it to her daughter when she was 8 years old. In those days, they sewed. Everybody had to.
And who did this come from? The same people that the
yes, the same side.
Simmons people.
Same people.
As the rolling pin.
Rolling pin.
Whose 8th birthday? Do you know the name of the girl?
No, I don't remember her name, but it came then. The one that I remember was Grandma Kimmy, and her name was Martha Bryant Francis.
I see.
Her parents just had one child and named her Martha Bryant Francis and nicknamed her Pokey.
Pokey.
And she always hated that name, Pokey. but that's what they all called her.
Now, was she the second or the first recipient of it, or I mean?
Oh no, no.
She was way down the line.
No, she was. I can remember her. She was my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
But the thimble and the rolling pin was handed down several generations before her.
I see. Well, who's got the thimble now?
Dixie Ford's granddaughter, Melissa
Right.
Mitchell.
I see. How about that?
And it is well worn, but it's made of pure silver. It's kind of soft.
I'll be. That's neat. Well, let's take a break and then we'll look at some of the pictures and stuff, okay?
Or just a minute, you want to tell about.
Oh, yeah. So, show me this.
Tell you about, can you see that?
Yeah.
That is a breastpin that my grandmother,
It fell over.
Pokey Cummins Kimmy, wore. And as a child, I don't remember ever seeing her dressed without that pin on. And I thought that was the prettiest pin. And in my memory, it's at least twice as large as it really is. I thought it was a big pin, but she always wore that.
And who is this that wore it?
Huh?
Who wore it?
Grandma Kimmy.
Grandma Kimmy. And she wore it every day?
Oh yes, she just wore it all the time.
How about
It's
that?
pure gold.
How about that? That's neat. That's neat. The little pin that was on top there is what now?
It was one that was given to Dixie Ford when she was little.
I'm too close to it. Okay.
This one.
Uh-huh. That's neat. What is this now, Grandmother?
The best I can see, that is Mama with Dixie Ford when she was a tiny. This is us, or that's me.
Let me focus on that. I haven't gotten focus on it yet.
Well, that was me just when Dixie Ford was just a few weeks old, a few days. And this is Mama on the, she didn't mean to be in the picture. I can't see these well enough.
Well, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show these very well. Who is this in the upper right-hand corner?
That's Dixie Ford and two little friends from Houston.
I see.
They're washing their doll clothes in the backyard, and I snapped a picture of them.
How about that? Just when you see one you might want to talk about it.
I believe this one is a family gathering on our front porch. I believe it's Grandpa Kimmy and Aunt Louise had come to visit us, and Mama and Aunt Annie and her children were there. I believe this one. Stop just a minute.
That will help, I think.
I didn't get them in there. Now this is one that we want to see. This is our house, the first home we built. And is there somebody on Dixie Ford there standing up?
Let's see, move your little lens there a second. Maybe. Somebody's standing up there.
And
Yep.
Mama holding her.
There's somebody in a chair there.
Is it? Well, that was we moved in there March the 13th,
Huh.
1913.
Is that right?
Built it just right after we were married.
That's neat.
And it's built out of good lumber. Grandpa Smith selected every piece that went in it.
How about that?
Wouldn't have any knots. Now, that's Mama and Dixie Ford, isn't it?
It could be. Wait a minute, Mama. That's a guy.
Oh, Grandpa. That's Grandpa Smith. Grandpa.
Oh, is that the guy with the long beard?
Uh-huh, Grandpa
I
Smith.
thought he had a long white shirt. That's a long beard.
Yeah.
How old was he there?
Just pretty close to 80.
Was that common to have the long beards then?
No, not very many had it, but some of the older men did. Yeah. This is a swing on our front porch,
Huh.
and some of the children I can't see.
Can't tell who it is.
Can you tell if it's Dixie Ford or
They all look alike to me.
do they?
There's another bearded picture right here. This guy right here's got a beard.
Well, oh, is it an older
That may
woman?
be the same guy.
It's Grandpa, and is it Grandpa?
Yeah, the older woman.
Older woman, And then some of the grandchildren, I can't.
Let's see. No, it's fine. I want to move it right over here. Yeah. Okay. How about that?
And that was made soon after I was married. It's JB's niece,
Huh.
Lucille Smith. Her father had died in June, and she had one sister.
And where were they?
That is made in Dawson,
Dawson, where?
Lucille, Dawson, Texas.
Oh, Dawson, Texas.
Just a few miles from Currens,
I see.
30 miles, something like that. We went over to spend the day with them. Now that one's Dixie Ford in the swing.
Oh. How old is she there?
It's just a few months old, maybe 8 or 9 months old.
How about that?
Let's see. I need her over here to tell me what they are, because
You want me to go get her? While Mother gets over here, how did you guys end up moving to Currens? I mean, can you tell me what you did, after you finished school, and where'd you go to school, and all that sort of thing?
all right. You see, I was born in Madison County,
And what town is that near?
North Zoots,
North Zulch? What town is that near?
Madisonville,
Madisonville.
and moved to Nevada, Collin County when I was about 2 or 2.5 months old, and lived there till I was 19.
Why'd you move?
The men carried their furniture through the country on the wagons, but Mama and I went on the train. Had to go to Brown, about 30 miles, to catch a train to go, because I was too young to travel in a wagon.
Right.
And Papa died then when I was just 11 months old, and with typhoid fever. He'd never been sick a day in his life, never even had a headache. And he came in from the field one day and said, "Sally, I guess I've got one of your headaches." And she said, well, and gave him some medicine. And then in 2 weeks he was dead. He had typhoid fever.
Is that right?
And just lived 2 weeks. And then
And how old were you then?
11 months old when he
11.
died.
Is that right?
So
Well, that's something.
she moved back to Grandpa Kimmy's, her mother and father's, and brother was born about 7 months later.
Is that right? So then you moved from there up to near Currens, is that right?
Yes, but I went to school, you see, at Nevada, and graduated from high school there, and went to school at one summer at Commerce, East Texas Normal College it was called then, but it's University of Texas at Commerce, they call it now. And then the next summer I went to school at Burleson College